Hey everybody, welcome back to Touchy Reactions. I'm pretty excited. We got a new artist on the channel today. We're going to be checking out Tom MacDonald. Somebody hit me up in the comments for one of my other videos and said, hey, you might want to check this guy out. I think you might like him. I'm always excited to try out new artists on the channel, so we are going to jump in blind. I don't know anything about this guy. From what I've seen on the thumbnail, he's tatted up, and I'm guessing this might be rap music. I don't know. But the name of this song is Fake Woke. And we're going to go ahead and check it out for the first time. New artist on the channel. And I'm just going to go in blind and we'll let you know what I think. So this is Tom MacDonald with Fake Woke. Here we go.
I think it's crazy I'm the one who they labeled as controversial, and Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls. There's rappers pushing Xanax at the top of the billboard, but if I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it. It's backwards, it's getting exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it, cause you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death in public. As children we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now, the planet went crazy. Labeled everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got Me Too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need the chains. They gave us tiny screens, we think we free cause we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they need to play for people.
Wow, that's an awesome verse right there. I got to go back and hear that again. They give us these tiny screens and we can't see the cage. Talking about how basically we're trapped by technology feeding us what they want to feed us, so that we're trapped in a certain belief system. That's a really great line.
Got Me Too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need the chains. They gave us tiny screens, we think we free cause we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they need to play. For people to big teams, they use the media to feed the flame. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so.
Let me see if there's no subtitles on this. A couple of the words he's saying I can't make out.
Fake woke, same old, same souls. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings. I think it's crazy how these people screaming facts, but they fake woke. Hate their neighbor cause he wears a mask or he stays home. Has a daughter but his favorite artist said he slays hoes. Picks her up from school, music slaps on the way home. Censorship's an issue cause they choose what they erase. There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. I think Black Lives Matter was the stupidest name, when the system's screwing everyone exactly the same. I just want to spend Thanksgiving Day with food in my family, without being accused of celebrating native casualties. We got so divided, it's black and white and political. Republicans are bigots, libtards if you're liberal. There's riots in our streets and it's just getting worse. Y'all screaming deep on the police, y'all a genius for sure.
All right, so not knowing anything about this guy, I'm trying to figure out who he is, what he's about. On one hand, I start hearing him say some things that makes me think maybe this is a American conservative leaning guy who, but then he says some other things that make me think he's also, maybe he's not locked into one side or the other. He's more against the system itself of there being two sides. That's where I'm at right now. I think he's somewhere in the middle. He's tired of both sides fighting over things that aren't, in his opinion, important. And it's interesting. It's interesting to see him seesaw back and forth and take shots at both sides. I like that he's, at least that's how I'm feeling right now. I might be wrong. Well, let's see.
They're underfunded already, they're way too busy to work. Order food and call the cops, see what reaches you first. Segregation ended, that's a lie in itself. That was a strategy to...
I gotta back up on that verse, sorry. He's given so much lyrics at once here. I want to make sure I follow where he was going with this.
Casualties. We got so divided, it's black and white and political. Republicans are bigots, libtards if you're liberal. There's riots in our streets and it's just getting worse. Y'all screaming deep on the police, y'all a genius for sure. They're underfunded already, they're way too busy to work. Order food and call the cops, see what reaches you first. Segregation ended, that's a...
Wow, so this is, I've heard a lot of Black Lives Matter era verses in this. I'm guessing that's when this came out. Everybody probably can agree on a lot of things, but we do such a poor job of branding what it is we're trying to say that it causes friction on both sides, and that's kind of where I'm at, and I feel like he's in a similar place here.
Lying itself, that was a strategy to make us think they were trying to help. They knew that racism was hot if they designed it to sell. We buy up every single box and divide us ourselves. They so fake woke, facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke, same old, same souls. They so fake woke, facts don't care about your feelings. Violence to get people.
He's talking about safe zones. I wonder if he's talking about how everybody kind of goes into their own little bubbles. The liberals hang out with liberals and don't talk enough to the conservatives. So they're in their little safe zone with all their friends who think the same way they do. The conservatives hang out with conservatives and only talk to their friends who believe the same as they do. So they feel safe in that group. And there's not enough in the middle going on that where the change actually could happen, is where everybody's talking to each other and trying to solve the problems as opposed to separating into their own bubbles. That's what I think he's talking about here. Very deep.
And wonder why it isn't working. That's like sleeping with a football team to try and be a virgin. Politicians are for sale and someone always makes the purchase, but you and I cannot afford it. Our democracy is worthless. If a man has mental illness, call him crazy, say it silently. When country's going crazy, we accept it as society. Get sick and take a pill. When the side effects get you high, you get addicted like these rappers dying fighting with sobriety. Censoring the facts turns our children into idiots. They claim it's for our safety. I'll tell you what it really is. Removing information that empowers all the citizens. The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. They're trying to change amen to amen and women. How we let them make praying a microaggression? Instead of asking God for the strength to keep winning, we cheat to get ahead and then we ask him for forgiveness. Feminism used to be the most righteous of...
Wow. So that verse to me is, again, he's hitting both sides. We're talking about the religiosity of politics, and how a lot of people on the left, for instance, there's a lot of stigma that they're trying to take religion away from America. And on the right, they're claiming to be religious without acting religious. They're sinning and then asking for forgiveness at a later time. I love how he's just punching at both sides at the same time here, kind of not playing favorites. I love that. I got to back up because he's going so fast. By the time I'm thinking about one verse, he's in the middle of the next verse on a different subject.
We cheat to get ahead and then we ask him for forgiveness. Feminism used to be the most righteous of fights, but these days it feels like they secretly hate guys. I don't trust anyone who bleeds for a week and don't die. I'm just kidding, but everything else that I said is right. They so fake woke, facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke, same old, same souls. They so fake woke, facts don't care about your feelings.
Wow. Wow. All right, so how do I feel after watching this video? I feel uncomfortable, and I think I'm supposed to feel uncomfortable. I think that's the message. I think that's the message and what he wants his audience to feel after something like this. You're supposed to feel uncomfortable with what's going on. Huh. I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued. I want to hear more. Any of you Tom MacDonald fans out there, let me know in the comments what I should listen to next. I'm still not sure where I fall on this guy. He's a decent rapper. Good. I'm not. Let's see, where would I put him? I don't know yet. I can't categorize him. I've only heard one song. And I'm not going to make that kind of a judgment this early. But I do want to hear some more. I like shocking. He's got a very strong shock value. He says things that are going to get people's attention for good or for bad, and I like that about him. It really makes me curious to hear what else he's got out there. So, shout out to whoever it was who requested this. I'm sorry I didn't get your name. I just wrote it down that I need to go check out Tom MacDonald, and I'm glad I did. This was different than a lot of the stuff I typically do on the channel, and I don't like to kind of get into a box. So, give me some more suggestions in the comments. If you guys enjoyed this reaction, hit that like button down below. Doesn't cost you anything, makes me feel good when people like my videos. If you're not subscribed to Touchy Reactions yet, big red button down below. If you click on that, it'll turn gray, let you know you have subscribed. And if you hit that bell off to the side, it'll let you know anytime I drop some new content on the channel. I also have a Patreon. There's a link up in the corner and down in the description for the Patreon. Shout out to all my patrons. Now this channel is always 30 days ahead, so I'm a month ahead recording. So by the time this drops and people start giving me recommendations, I won't be able to start listening to more of his stuff for probably about a month from now. So, you know, don't fret. I do want to do some more of him, and I'm going to plug some more of him in February. I've already got my entire January list lined up about what I'm going to be reacting to. So I'm going to put some more Tom MacDonald into February. Just let me know what you want to hear. I'm intrigued. All right, this was fun for me, and that's all I got for this reaction. So hey, appreciate you stopping by, and don't forget to come on back.